as well as Fnatic. You know, they could go for a couple of deagles on a couple of these players, but the majority of the, forces will want to keep as much money in the bank as possible. So Big, this is a good chance for them to build up some extra cash with those Mac 10s. Xanteras and Gold B rocking them. And I think this should be a walk in the park. And that's exactly what Overpass is, Alex. So it works well.
I mean, the entire map isn't a park. Like, the B site is more of a sewer, I would say.
Yeah. Well,
you get worse.
Smoothie used to play on Big, and that's where the rats like to play, so...
Oh my god. It would make sense.
It all adds up.
Yeah. Bit of a B short stack from Fnatic. Could work out for them. Again, just such little investment, though. It's not going to be easy to get this going. Xanteras currently positioned pretty aggressively, but Gob B over on the other side of the map is getting the information. Tizian just holding the angle. Shouldn't be too difficult for Big at this point. They're getting the information, and if they really wanted to, they could just wait for Gob B to go for that massive flank.
Yeah, well, Gold B coming in from behind. It will be the Mac 10 rattling away the kill onto Crims. Exist, Twist, and Brolan are left into a 3v5. Gold B able to pick up that kill, and Tizian will take away Twist. It leaves Exist on his own, and Gold B will finish off the job. 3-0 for Big Plan. One will get planted there for Tabson. Oh, it doesn't actually. Not enough time to get through. Thought it would have been a little extra cash, but Fnatic, they will get their buy coming in. It's going to be the Augs being purchased across the board, and JW has actually decided to go on the UMP, knowing that Big might go for a bit of a bonus on a couple of their players and try and save over those SMGs. You can maybe get a little bit of damage done with that, but a T-side timeout coming through from Big.
Very early timeout taken here by Gob B into the first gun round. I guess there is the question as to whether they just want to upgrade that Mac 10, because Gob has so much money, they don't really need to stick with the Mac if they don't want to, but I'm sure there is some advantage of having the run and gun potential of the SMG. Gob will stick with that. Dennis gets the Galil into his hands, and Big haven't been playing too much in the last month or two, so it's kind of hard to know their map pool, but it looks like Overpass is going to be one of their most important maps. They picked this against Sprout, they picked up the win 16-6 yesterday, and here against Fnatic they have picked it again. So let's see if Big can make their names known on Overpass heading into the first gun round.
Crims looking for an early advantage towards the monster tunnel. He will send his AUG, and he has got backup there as well if needed. In the form of Twist, it will be Crims rattling the shots off. Does a little bit of damage onto Gold B. He doesn't exactly have the greatest weapon, but look at this. Brolan's pushed all the way through to the playground. He's got the early kill on Dennis as well. Man advantage there. Twist gets another onto Tizian. And Big, they look to fall apart at the start of this first gun round.
Yeah, nice early aggression from Fnatic over towards A. Allows them to stack heavily on the B side of the map. They get an early two-man lead. And at this point, Big don't have too much to work with. Then again, at least they've got Tabson and Xanteras alive. Two of the players with the greatest chance to make those individual plays. And Xanteras does a good job at dodging that flashbang, bringing one pick back for the Big Clan side. And they've also still got plenty of nades to work with. So the Germans aren't out of this round just yet.
Not at all. There's still a chance here. Fnatic only one man up. But Big, they recover well. They could definitely find a step into this. And it's going to be Tabson making his way up with Xanteras and Brolan. This might be the opportunity needed. Brolan's head was just slightly around the box. 25 seconds left. He should know the shot's coming towards him. That's going to call the rotation from Twist, and Brolan, he's got the kill on the Gold B. And won't be the two-man advantage for the CT side as Tabson comes in. Brolan will fall. And Big still with a chance for 10 seconds. Twist, he might have just done enough there. Xanteras left on his own. Tabson, he is going to fall, and that is an easy one there for Fnatic in the end. The early start was solid, and they clean it up towards the end. Good stuff from Brolan, holding a bomb shot on his own.
And let's look at what the buy looks like from Big, because Dennis has been AWPing for this Big side, but I don't think that's something they always have to put in his hands. He's definitely capable with the rifle as well, and you can see here, without too much money built up, Big just decide to stick with the rifles, focusing more on the nades into round number 5, and that's something that Big are really well known for. They're one of the best teams at especially finding flash assists. Sometimes some of the other teams may may get more enemies flashed, but it's really the flash assists that Big are so good at, making sure they take advantage of those flashbangs, and in comes tabseN, forcing the fight towards B and forcing the opening onto this site.
Crims grabs Tizian though, so it's back into the 4v4. Low HP on tabseN. Relatively low on Xanteros as well, but Crims is even lower than them. He's on 2 HP. The flashbang will go through on short. That'll prevent this from happening very quickly for Big, but there's another one. Roland flashes in. It's going to be Xanteros completely blinded. Twist gets another before burning from the barrels. And so it's a man advantage doubled here on Fnatic, and that's it over. Great hold on the B bomb site. Fnatic will get themselves 2. And Big Clan, you know, they win those first 3 rather simply, Alex, but after that, it started to look pretty scary. Fnatic stepping into this game. There's going to be a technical pause coming in for Big.
Yeah, Big might have made that push slightly too obvious there, as they used those early nades towards B, especially with the early fight going their way. You saw Fnatic at the end of the round had all 3 players rotated into the B site. So I think that was the real problem for Big in that round, just making things a little too obvious as they all committed in towards B. And then the timing was slightly awkward because they found that opening frag and then took quite a lot of time to actually commit to the bomb site. So it gave Fnatic a lot of time to set up their hold, to rotate down towards B, and Fnatic will win their second gun round on the board. And unfortunately for Big Clan, it's unlikely they will get too much to work with here in round 6.
So just to let you guys know what's happening at home, Tizian has had some sound problems, so he's going to be having to restart his computer. So it should probably only be, you know, a minute, max minute and a half. I'm sure they've all got SSDs and the PCs they're playing on.
I mean, speaking of Tizian, I actually DM'd Tizian before the game, asked him a couple of questions. He had some pretty good insight. So I was asking him mainly about like what has changed since Dennis joined the roster. He said there's not actually been a massive amount that's really changed. It's just Dennis will be the AWPer, and he said that his role has become slightly more aggressive now. So generally they like to have tabseN going in as one of their entry players, and then Tizian said that he's kind of that second man in some of the time now, so that's a bit of a switch up for him particularly, and it's kind of helping his fragging from what I've seen in the few games Tizian has played. So that could be quite an important aspect. If Big Clan are going to find success, we've always known that they've somewhat struggled with all the individuals showing up at the same time. So if Tizian could become that sort of solid player who can at least do a decent job and can be reliable, I think he could become a really important piece of this puzzle. And I definitely think he's capable of putting up some better numbers if he gets put in those good positions.
Certainly, actually, quite a bit of insight there. Because Big Clan, you know, you look at the team, and the initial thing was they bring in Xanteros. Smooth hits the exit. And you're thinking, okay, this is pretty good. Xanteros is obviously a really solid player, but there's always the communication issues. Perhaps Xanteros won't be able to communicate with the team as well. And then you see Smooth go, and it's quite strange because now we've got Dennis in the roster. They've still stuck with mostly Germans, so that's trying to get rid of as many communication problems as well. So they're kind of just looking at Xanteros as the real only like cultural problem, I would say. And obviously, I heard God B obviously speaks a little bit of Turkey, so perhaps it's a little bit easier to bring in with while you have 4 players that are from Germany. So Big Clan perhaps sticking with the Germans, and it's good to see. I mean, it's always good to go back to your sort of national roots. We've seen that. I think ENTs have really made that fashionable again. We started to see a lot of teams go to international, but around this year and sort of at the end of last year, we started to see the teams go back to their like national roots, and it's good to see Big Clan having a majority German team. We'll see if they can get anything done here against Fnatic, though. The full 5 Swedes are in control.
Yeah, they've been in control of these first couple of gun rounds, even if they are 1 round behind. Good flashbang from God B forces Fnatic to fall back, but both of those nades being used early. They've still got 1 smoke, 1 flashbang left to work with to try to close the distance. But these bathrooms are quite difficult to get up close. You can already see that Fnatic have been able to play safe without too many problems. And again, the main aim in this round for Big will just to try to find a couple of kills, maybe get that bomb planted. They won't be expecting the round win, but who knows? Crazy things can happen in Counter-Strike, Dinko.
They can indeed, but this is definitely looking likely there'll be a Fnatic round, as they have got 3 players over towards the B bomb site, 2 over towards A. Well, big clans start to try and stack most of their forces inside the middle. It'll be relatively difficult for them to get too much done in just P250s and Glocks. Although the goal here, Alex, is not obviously to win it, it's to get the bomb plant. JW will throw the smoke close, gets the information, multiple players are coming towards him, so it's Crims to step up. There's the first, the second coming in for Crims. JW has fallen, but Brolin and Crims hold on. Tamsin, the last man standing, and Crims goes for the play on the USP. I like the effort, but it's not coming through as Tamsin will win that duel. And Brolin, he's left here. Tamsin's actually managed to get 2 kills out of this. This is actually quite a lot of damage from Big. 3 kills come through. Luckily, it will be only the 3 kills, as Brolin will take away Tamsin. But yeah, that's quite a bit of damage there. That'll cause a couple of rebuys here on Fnatic and keep their economy modest.
There's the AWP in the hands of JW. I was wondering how long it would be until the AWPs are bought up, and Crims takes the second AWP for the team. You would generally assume it would be Twist, but without the Kevlar, Crims will stick with that one. Crims currently going over towards A long, while JW will position his sniper in on the B bomb site. And in general, this big team generally like to play pretty slow, pretty structured rounds. That's part of the reason why you would think Overpass would be a map suited to them, because you kind of have to play a slow and structured style in most of those gun rounds. And you can see Big are slowly but surely moving up across the map, looking for that early map control.
Then this will flash in towards water. Santeras just sits outside of the monster tunnel. 3 players currently on the B bomb side. Tizian able to pick up Exist. And so it will be the man advantage for Big. Utility will be thrown on in towards the B bomb site. Big have the advantage to play with, but they still have to make sure every piece of the puzzle is in the correct position, because Fnatic can definitely get multi-kills. That's the problem here. You have to make sure everything is ready. Molt also go over the top. Flashbangs coming through, but Big have to run back and collect the bomb. Dennis needs to be careful that there's no one there, but luckily there isn't, and they can start to push on through. JW, he's going to hold the monster. He's up towards the pillar with the AWP scoped in. Still Big, not yet going through, even though they've had the advantage for quite some time. They want to make sure they are ready, because they don't want any mistakes. And here it comes. Flash over the top. Still not coming through just yet, Alex. They're toying with me at this point, and Twist is bored. He wants to go in for a fight, and he will take it away on Tizian. Back into the 4v4 as JW will get a kill, and this is perfect. Fnatic just need to fall away. A kill from JW comes through again as Dennis will hit the floor. It's Tamsin and Gold B. 2v3. Time so low. JW could deny the bomb plant, and he's done it. Tamsin gets 2 kills, but it's still not enough. Crims runs away, and JW with the bomb denial. It will be 3-3.
Wow, there were quite a cool few little things that Fnatic did in that round. So firstly, with 30 seconds left on the clock, Brolan rotates down to B just to throw that smoke on B short. So that instantly gives Fnatic a good hold towards that B site with such little time left. And then Twist even goes through that smoke because it landed kind of awkwardly to just get that little bit of information to allow that rotate to come down towards B. And then obviously JW just stepping up on the hold. Once Twist had got that early info for him, he could position himself accordingly. A really good 3K comes through from JW with that AWP, and he will keep the AWP into his hands for round number 8. As for Big, it's not Dennis with the AWP in this round. Tabson will take it, perhaps to try and get a bit more aggressive. He's also got the Kevlar to work with, so with just the one sniper in play, Big are really relying on Tabson to open up this round.
Yeah, Tabson's going to have a lot of impact on this AWP. Just over a minute left. Rotation from Fnatic. They'll bring one player over. That's Crims. He'll go back up towards the A bomb site. They're pretty comfortable in leaving 2 players on B. Big starting to make their way through. Brolan will probably be the first face they have to fight against, and it's going to be the kill for Brolan. Santeras will hit the floor. Dennis will throw the smoke. Actually, Brolan will throw the smoke in front of Dennis's face, and so Dennis will have to make his way back. Cannot walk through that, and Brolan will maintain control towards long. 33 seconds. JW has the AWP scoped in as Dennis comes towards him. It's the pickup, and this is looking good for Fnatic.
JW spots another. Again, right place, right time from him. Orc gets dropped. Not a single point of damage done by Big Clan in that round. Very nice stuff there from Fnatic. And again, if you have just joined us, this is Big's map pick. And currently, Fnatic are on a 5-round win streak ever since we've got into these gun rounds. And this time, that second AWP will go into the hands of Twist, as you would expect to be the case in most of these rounds. The somewhat surprising thing, though, is it's not like Fnatic have got a ton of money built up after all those round wins. Roland's actually going for the UMP in this round, even though he could afford the rifle, and that early aggression could work out for him. He's already in towards Playground.
Crims will bring himself back, you know, Fnatic taking that early control. Bagel starting to make their way through the underpass through the connector, and it will be JW. The first face is Tizian.
Oh my god.
It will be
Just
damage
run past
connected.
Brolan. Brolan's behind them.
Roland's played this perfectly. He can start to come on in from behind. He's only got the UMP though, Alex. He's got to get close. Xanteras is going to be there. The shots rattled off on the UMP. They have no idea. And that'll be the kill on the Xanteras, the player that could have had so much impact for Big. And so JW hides in the corner. They don't need to go for this. Big, they're the team that have to make the play here. Brolan's got the AK now. This is much better for him. Crims, he's going to pick off goal B. Brolan turns around at the right time, and Dennis is finished off. Tizian and Tabson, they're locked inside of mid. It's Crims with the kill. Tabson on his own into the 1v5. And this is looking so good for Fnatic. Brolan, really the man that makes that happen there for Fnatic.
That's exactly how you want to play against Big as well. Big are a team where if you let them set up, they're going to have some great executes. You can know that. But when Brolan just strikes from behind, it's going to cause all sorts of panic for Big. It's going to make that plan almost go out of the window. They have to respond to what Brolan was going for against them. And Tabson in 13 seconds is not going to get anything done. Right now, it just looks like Fnatic are always one step ahead of Big, and that is a really scary sign for Big Clan up until this point. We'll see how much they can buy into this round. The money looks a little questionable. I assume it will have to be a half buy for Big into this round. And Fnatic firing on all cylinders right now, forcing another tactical timeout from Big.
Yeah, it feels like Big haven't really got anything going for them. The engine isn't there. You know, they pick up the first 3, right? And then everything just starts to fall apart. Fnatic are just looking pretty in control, I have to say, here on Overpass. And they've always been a good Overpass team. You know, they're always a team that have looked strong here. So Big are going to have a very tough task of getting into this one. Perhaps after this pause, they'll come up with something. We've seen some incredible skill from the mind of God B, we'll say, yesterday with the smoke on Mirage. I don't know if you actually seen that one on Mirage that goes off towards ramp over the top and lands in towards the T area. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, he uses his own molly to like block the smoke, right? So it lands in the right spot. Yeah, that's really cool. I think, by the way, that's why like every team is probably banning Vertigo against Big, because you don't know what Big have like created. They could have come up with some sick strats for that map. Yeah,
there's so much Big it brings to the table. It'll be Twist this time with the AWP. Perhaps spawn-based as he's gone for the pick onto God B. Through Monster, the man advantage is there for Fnatic. Big, they've not got a whole lot into this one. And what they did have is starting to dwindle. Fnatic control the map yet again. Kind of annexing Big in towards the B-bomb site. Dennis will pick up the trade. Another from Dennis. And he's actually got a chance here. He's opened up the B-bomb site as Dennis is looking for more. It's a triple kill off the back of the AK. JW and Brolan have to come back in for Fnatic. And perhaps this is what Big need. Just Dennis opening things up completely.
Finally, Dennis will fall, but the damage is done. 2 AKs recovered into the hands of Tabson and Xanteras. That bomb will be planted safely, and Fnatic are searching for a way back into this round. Xanteras up close, but it's Tabson who goes for the fight. First rifle is gone, and Fnatic could still go for this read.
Well, Brolan's just picked up Xanteras, so it's definitely possible at this point. Tizian with a deagle, 1 versus 2. Brolan moves up, and there it is. Fnatic will make it happen. It was all off the back of the retake there for Brolan. 3 kills on his own there. Good start from Dennis, though. You know, a run you really didn't expect Big Clan to have too much say in, and Dennis walks away with 3 kills. They get a bomb plant. Could have ended up winning the round, but Fnatic They come back in. They win the round. It's going to be 7-3. But this is one big plan. They have to have some preparation for us, Alex. They've called a pause. They have to have something.
I'm sure Dennis will be a little disappointed they lost that round, because he was just running into B, just claiming opening kills all over the place, and then his teammates not quite able to close it out. tabseN was getting a little antsy on the site there. I think he wanted to take the fight, didn't really feel like he was in the best position, and then no one from Big was ready to trade, so Fnatic were able to get it going. Run boost for Exist, safely over to the left side of Monster, and I doubt Big would have spotted that, so cool start to the round here from Fnatic, and it might work. Exist nearly gets the opening, but doesn't quite have the reactions to get the kill.
He does get the information, though. At least something is gathered from that. Gold B will pick up the bomb. Big. All their forces stacked towards the B bomb side at this moment in time. We have a couple on Fnatic sitting back here towards B. They've been quite good on the rotations. The retakes have been solid as well. So tabseN going to get boosted over the top. Spotted. Oh, he spotted Twist. He'll take him away. And that'll be the man advantage for Big, but just barely surviving here. tabseN on 3 HP. 50 seconds left. Do Big want to commit in towards the B bomb site?
Big have been trying to go B round after round. This time they have the man advantage, and that will be extended upon. Nice shot from Dennis. Follow-up not quite found. Crims is there for the trade, but Big look ready to commit to the B side.
Tizian coming up towards short. Crims is going to be dispatched with, but JW's there on the AWP. Zentera's there with another kill, though. It's all on Brolan. 1v3. He will be dropped as Zentera's will get the double. Big will find 4. And finally, they find a bit of success here after the initial 3 were picked up. Fnatic have just been dominant, but Big, they get one under their belt. They played them close a couple of times, and so Fnatic's economy is not as built up as you probably would have expected. Yes, they'll get another buy-in here, but it's at the point of breakage. If Big manage to take this one, then Fnatic will be in a pretty weak scenario when it comes to the money.
Looking a little better now for Big, and I think that really just comes off the back of finding those 2 clean opening kills. It makes the B take so much easier when you've got that early advantage. And taking a look at the minimap, this is something you see quite often from Big Clan. Xantares is off by himself, just trying to make a solo play, but at the same time, Brolan is pushing up through connector. He will hear those steps, but he doesn't want to risk going up the ladder. So a little bit of information from Brolan and some map control, but it's JW who looks set to take the first fight. AWP pick goes his way, and he will drop the smoke for cover. Spam through the smoke, unsuccessful, so JW gets away safely.
Yeah, Flashbang will go through the smoke as well. Dennis, Molotov goes in towards the toilets.
Brolan's behind again.
How has he done this? How has he done this yet again? Look on the minimap and you just see Brolan in a completely ridiculous angle, but it is going to be JW. Take it away, Gold B. Exist finished off, but again, Brolan is flanking. Tizian, he's got to get down towards connector. Brolan has got him. And Tizian has been finished off. It's Dennis and Xantares having to pull off a 2v4 clutch. 38 seconds left on this clock, and Brolan, he wants another. Dennis might fall victim to this AUG, and there it is. Brolan with another one. Last man standing is Xantares on 13 HP. He will recover the bomb and start to bring it back up towards connector. Brolan, he was looking away. And they spot each other. No, Brolan will take it. A triple kill from Brolan, and he is having an excellent game here on Overpass.
Yeah, and again, I just want to stress that I think this is just such a great way to play specifically against these structured teams like Big. It just causes so many issues for them when they're always getting caught from behind. If you can get into those positions, if you've got the game sense to be able to find the right angles, you should absolutely go for that sort of play. And then we also see the aim of Brolan coming in at the end there, not missing any chances. He's currently up there with 15 frags for Fnatic. And then Crims is also having a solid game with 12 kills to his name. Those are really the 2 players for Fnatic that you would want to see towards the top of the scoreboard. And it's cool to see Brolan has found his footing in on this Fnatic side. But guess where B are going, Dinko? In most of these rounds, they seem to be setting up for these B plays. They're going for the same again, but JW is in connector, ready for a quick rotate. In fact, look at the A hold from Fnatic. They're just in connector. They don't care about the A site.
Yeah, they're playing so proactively on the CT side. They're getting so much information. They realize Big are going to commit in towards the B bomb site. This is going to be incredibly difficult for Big, and Brolan's got the timing perfect. He's got God B, closes the door, swings it open again, and meanwhile, Exist to take it away, taps in, and Big are held here. Well played from Fnatic yet again, and Brolan, he is just rinsing them. It's Olan Santeras, a very skilled player, but this might just be beyond his skill set. And Menis as well, as Twist will take him away. 9-4, Fnatic off to an excellent start here on Overpass. Big, they find the first 3. They find one gun run. You think, oh, maybe Big have turned this one around, but again, straight away, Fnatic answer back. And like you said, it's just been aggression on the CT side, confident plays from Brolan. We've seen a great load of proactiveness from Fnatic, and that's what I love to see on Overpass. That's why I love this map. You can get super proactive on the CT side, and it's always entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and at what point do you... I mean, it's hard to say exactly who's making these calls, but I wonder how much credit you give to Exist for this game plan, or whether it's just Brolan making the plays himself. But in that round in particular, it really looked like Fnatic's whole setup was just, okay, let's stop Big from being able to even attempt this B-sided play. It really looked like that's something that maybe the in-game leader could have called. I mean, whoever's making the calls, it doesn't matter because it's working really well. Fnatic up 9-4. In these gun rounds, they have been almost unstoppable. Big Clan had an early 3-0 lead, and ever since the pistol, Fnatic have dominated. And in this round, Big only have the one AK to work with. Shouldn't really be too many options available to them in this round, but at least they've got all those nades if they want to set up and execute.
The scary part about this start as well is this is the map pick of Big. They've decided to go with Overpass as a map pick. And Fnatic have got off to an excellent start. You can see Big perhaps have something prepared, but like you said, Fnatic are just countering it very well. It's almost a thing, like, I don't know if it is going to be Exist game plan. I think it might just be like Brolan playing his own playstyle. I think obviously if he can do it, if they're not punishing him for it, he's just going to keep doing it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is just him having a good sort of game sense for exactly what to do. Especially because in sort of the tier 2 and tier 3 positions, that's something you'll see pretty often. By the way, JW's pushed all the way up through A in this round. So again, they've just got so much map control, so much information, even against the low buys. Flashbang for Monster allows Twist to spot out some of the players early. But as the time ticks down, and as JW spots no one over towards A, again, Fnatic know exactly what's about to come against them over on the B site. Ooh, the bomb's going back. Oh no.
Oh no, look at JW.
Oh.
JW's about to walk in behind them all.
No, not again.
The kill, and he's going to line them up. It's got B hitting the deck, and that's the bomb gone. Twist gets one as well, and JW, he has just ended their hopes and dreams. Big, how many times can they fall to this? Tizian will get the kill on the JW, but he's on his own. It has to be the 1v5. Damage received as well as Twist just spamming through, and Crims, he'll